All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. We are doing a recent runner technical analysis video looking at HYMC and EUDA. So I don't know if you've seen many of these videos or not, but I really hope you're starting to see a lot of similarities that most of these recent runner stocks are having. You're generally going to see some low volume and then a very monstrous pop. You're going to see a very, very big green candle, normally behind a bunch of reds. And, there's a lot of similarities with these recent runners. And just like we always do, it's about setting that criteria to really determine if this thing's going to keep on going, if it's actually going to sustain, or if it's just another pump and dump that goes into the list of millions of them that you're going to forget and just get really sad about. You know what I mean? So that's the moral of here. We're not trying to pretend we know when this is coming. That's not what we are not chasing the dragon here. What we're doing is seeing, hey, is this guy going to have a brother and sister and a brother and a sister and a brother and a sister? Or is it literally just a home slice and we're done, right? So that's the goal with these, all right? Real quick, before we get into the technical, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how things are setting up. We have our 5 moving averages. This is the first time I'm covering the stock, so I will draw some horizontal support and resistance lines. And then when we're done up here, we use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like and subscribe, it does really well with the YouTube algorithms. But even if you don't, just thank you so much for watching these, okay? And then, hey, if you disagree with anything I got to say, please throw it in the comments. I'm not perfect. I'm not all-knowing. I definitely get things wrong. And yeah, if your opinion's better than mine, I'd love to hear it, okay? So let's get into the details, and I hope you already know what I'm about to say too. Again, it just means that the stuff's starting to sink into your head, right? That's the beauty of these things, all right? The 20 moving average. This line is no joke. We have seen time and time again it fails a lot of runs. And look, this thing's been well under it for a while, well under it for a while, well under it, not right there, but it's definitely a stock that runs under the 8 and the 20 pretty consistently is what I will say as I zoom out. Look, again, a whole bunch of it here, right? There was definitely a very monster pop not that long ago. That's actually for sure interesting to know, right? And I mean, it didn't necessarily sustain very well, but yeah, it really used the 8 to at least make the run and then the bounce as well, right? So this thing can use the 8 and the 20 as its friend when it's there, right? And right now, I'm not necessarily seeing it just yet, right? Because look, we've done this dance before, right? We get really close to breaking it and then we fail. We at least break the 8 and then fail. This definitely seems a little better, but look, getting over the 8's important, but getting over the 8 and the 20 is the real game, okay? So just the 20 is really the big piece of the story here. The next really important thing is this 27th right here. So where did this close? 41. I'm going to go ahead and set my alert at 41, all right? If we can get, an alert is not an immediate buy notification. Just make sure you know that. An alert is, hey, come check that bad boy out. You know what I mean? But what does 41 give us? So 41 breaks the biggest candle that was to the left, right? From there, at least the most recent one, right? This one's obviously bigger, but this one's closer. That's why this one's here. From there, if we actually get to here, we've gotten over the 20. That'll be nice, right? And then look, after here, it's nothing but red till at least about 49 cents. Going from 41 to 49 is roughly 20%. You're adding 8 cents there, right? Like that's not a bad day. You know what I mean? So there's actually a shot that we see another 20 day, but again, getting over this is no joke. And honestly, I would not be surprised if we close, around 37 cents, give or take. And look, again, it doesn't sound like a big loss, but you're talking about losing 10%, right? 4 cents would have been 36 cents. You're really close to a 10% loss. That's not what you want to do the day after, right? So 41 is definitely the money line for sure. I would not be surprised if it closed at 36, 37. I also really wouldn't be surprised if it came down here to 35 because that's where the 8 is, right? So I know these look good, but volume is what I care about the most. Let me just zoom out. Jesus, this was the biggest volume in a pretty long time. I'm not exactly sure if this was justified. I'll be honest, I didn't really look at the news. If there was something that happened here, can you throw it in the comments? I would probably appreciate. I'll check it out after this video. Don't get me wrong, but this is monstrous volume. We're literally going from 4 to 40. We're 10xing in one day, right? That's crazy. We cannot drop to 20. We can't lose 50% in a single day. We really need to break 45 or go no lower than like 34 to 30, right? Like even going to 30, you're losing about 25% volume, right? You're losing 10 out of 4, like 1 out of 4, right? So volume is the biggest indicator down here. The 20 and this 27th candle are probably the biggest. But again, break this. That probably means you're going to get good volume. That probably means you'll get here. And then again, if this goes beyond that, there's at least a nice little climb to believe we might even wick the 100 up here at 60, right? So this is an interesting chart to say the least, and there's not that much that needs to happen to know. We either get over this line or we don't, is really what I see happening. And again, just don't forget where this stock has been. We are really close to all-time lows. I'll at least draw this bad boy. All right. Oh, wow. We actually pretty much bounced from all-time lows. Look at that thing. Okay, cool. Not exactly all-time lows. Obviously, we've been lower here, but the last green candle, right? It's literally where we bounced from today. So that actually does make a little more technical sense. I'll throw that out there too. And let me just go back to the weekly real quick. Big money, a lot of pain. Yeah, maybe we come back to around right here. I really would believe we can maybe climb back 50% candle. If the news is any bigger, obviously that'll change maybe some of my mind. But yeah, I think tomorrow will be really telling of what happened here. So cool. Yeah, I think that's it for there. EUDA. Man, I'm not going to lie. I actually sincerely regret not buying this one. I saw it make this move yesterday. I saw that we were able to get over all of these. Honest, or not yesterday, Friday, whatever, right? But I really was scared of the markets. I was not comfortable putting my money into what looked like a scary NASDAQ, a scary S&P, and a scary Dow. I for sure saw Yellen did say that she was going to cover all the people from the bank. But like, oh man, I was not having it. And you know what? I paid the price. I for sure could have caught most of this, not all of it. I would have gotten in a little after 2, right? Maybe I would have even gotten in around here at like 217, right? But nonetheless, I hit none of that. And look at what we talk about, right? Friday was monster 14 after a day that's like not even, you can't even see the line, right? It went from less than 100K to millions. That's a ridiculous X, right? It held. It did better. Boom. This is what I'm telling you. This is how they sustain versus pump and dump. All right. If you're going to go from literally, I can't see the color on this chart down here to here, you either need to go at least here or you better not drop to 50. And it did much better today, right? So I think I could have explained that a little better. My wording was not well, but I think you caught the message. Look, you can see it, right? That the 100 moving average, it never really wicked it. But yeah, that is what I do believe stopped it. And let's just see, did the bottom of this guy? No, not even the bottom. Where did we actually stop? Here. Okay, so I often say it, right? Red. You try to find a plateau. This is a pretty minimal plateau. I don't even think I would have called this a plateau, but yeah, obviously it was enough to do a little something here. But this is a monstrous red downtrend. You know what I mean? And yeah, there's a reason to believe we actually might come back to 10. It for sure has to break the 200. And I'm sorry, the 100, right? And breaking the 100 puts you at 50% candle right here. If you're not in this already, I think this is a decent entry consideration. Maybe 3072, give or take. I'm going to go ahead and set an alert up here for 3073. Let's come down a little bit. Cool. Again, an alert is not an immediate buy notification, but one more time, the story is volume. The story is it making a monstrous exponential jump and then doing better the following trading day. this is literally most of the story for our recent runners. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I love it. Again, where are we on the weekly? We are over the 20, staring at nothing but reds with only one line at 720. Man, this is definitely, this could be juicy. This for sure could be juicy. I like that the MACD is positive. RSI is a little high. Let's at least talk about that. Again, normally I do believe these things can get to a little closer to 80 before I start to panic. The reason I said it's a little high, yeah, it looks like we're actually higher than our most recent max. Now, that's not to say we can't go higher, right? But generally, I like to use historical maxes to kind of guess where it's going to go. And we're pretty much there right now. So I don't know if this will go to 80, but yeah, again, I think more matters up here than down here. And I think getting over this 100 moving average will really matter so much here. So yeah, I think that's all I got. If you agree or disagree, please let me know. Otherwise, thank you for watching these.